Namaste, good morning friends. So today's practice will investigate this beautiful myth of the architect of the universe, Vishwakarma, and his daughter Sanjana. And through that myth we'll understand something about how both the subtle body, the chakra system, if you will, and the planets came into being, or how they're perpetuated. Now, I talk a lot about the planets and the planetary myths and the planetary qualities. And actually, in Vedic thought, the outside is the inside. The outside is the inside, and there are 7 major planets that could be seen by the ancients. They couldn't detect the outer planets. But the 7 major celestial bodies, the sun and the moon, Mars, Mercury, Venus, Jupiter, and Saturn, 7 major planets, and then 7, usually there are several different systems, but the most common system we have is 7 chakras. And because inside is the outside, and the microcosm always reflects the macrocosm, those 7 planetary energies of our solar system is actually the internal universe as well. So let's place our hands at our heart center. We'll chant Om. Exhale out completely. Inhale deeply. Let's chant Om 2 more times, inhaling. Place the hands in this Padma Mudra, base of palms together, pinkies together, thumbs together, this flower at the heart. All of the vital centers, all of the chakras are described as flowers. Just long, gentle breathing with the hands in Padma Mudra. Begin to spin the hands. As we do so, beginning to spin the wheels of the chakras, the spinning of the planets. The chakras are said to spin, and the planets spin on their axis. And switch directions, warming up the wrists. Hands at the heart center. So let's come forward, knees down onto the mat, chest down onto the thighs, beginning very softly in a child's pose. Knees down, chest down, drawing down and in. So Vishwakarman, the grand architect of the universe, he is credited with creating the earth, the sky, all the celestial bodies, and all things on earth, all things in the heavens, like a great clockmaker or artificer. And come up onto the hands and knees. If you have a block, you can place it down onto the mat. Place your elbows onto the mat. Draw your lower belly up and bring your thumbs to the base of the skull. And the forehead can rest onto the block or in front of the block. Toes are tucked and lower belly is drawn up. Vishwakarman, he had a daughter named Sanjana. And Sanjana fell in love with the sun. Now the sun is the sun, mythically, it's also the soul or the great consciousness. It's a symbol of great consciousness. And Sanjana, the daughter of the architect of the universe, she fell in love with the sun. Come out, place hands down, move your block, walk your hands out in front, tuck your toes, inhale from here, exhale to downward facing dog. Ignite your Ujjayi pranayama. So Sanjana, she fell in love with the sun. She fell in love with pure consciousness, with the soul. But the sun is so bright and so purifying. This is the cardinal quality of the sun's energy in Vedic thought, is to purify. And you think about it, you put something out in the sun and you leave it out in the hot sun, it bleaches white. And we know that ultraviolet light is very purifying. So the sun shone so brightly that Sanjana, the daughter of the architect of the universe, could not get near the sun. Every time she tried to get near her beloved, she was burnt, or she was blinded by the rays of the sun. Inhale, walk your feet up underneath your hips, lift through your heart. So it was impossible for her to get near the sun. Exhale, release down over the legs. Deep breath, inhale up to standing. Exhale, hands to the heart center. Surya Namaskar, this light of the sun. Inhale up. Exhale, swan dive down and over the legs, roll the inner thighs in. Inhale, up halfway. Exhale, knees and chest, or chaturanga. Inhale, expand up. Word facing dog, sphinx or cobra. Lower belly lifted, tuck the toes. Exhale, downward facing dog. Five deep, purifying Ujjayi breaths. Walk your feet up underneath your hips, lift through your heart. Exhale, release down over the legs, spread the toes, inhale up to standing. Exhale, hands to your heart center. Deep breath. Inhale, expand up, lift the heart. Exhale, swan dive down and over the legs. Inhale, up halfway. Exhale, legs out behind. Knees and chest or chaturanga. Inhale, expand up. Expand through the heart. Exhale back down. 5. Deeply purifying Ujjayi breaths. Walk your feet underneath your hips, lift through your heart. Exhale, release down. Inhale up to standing. Exhale, hands to heart center. One more. Inhale. Expand. Exhale, bow down. Inhale up. Exhale, legs out to back. Knees and chest or chaturanga. Inhale, expand up. Exhale, tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Inhale, walk your feet up underneath your hips. Exhale, release down. Spread your toes, deep breath, inhale. Up to standing. Exhale, hands to your heart center. So feel any clarity, any purification you've created from the Surya Namaskar. This is the burning quality of the sun that Sanjana experienced. Bend your knees. I'm going to go backwards so you can see. Inhale, lift the arms up. Draw the elbows forward. Place the palms together. Bring the thumbs to the back of the neck. So sit down in Uttasana as you open through the shoulders and lift the lower belly. Feel the buttocks engage. Back of the head comes back into the elbow crooks just a little bit. Inhale, lift. Exhale, down and forward. Inhale, up halfway. Deep breath, exhale, some friends through a vinyasa, some friends back to downward facing dog. So Sanjana, not knowing what to do, went to her father, Vishwakarma, the architect of the universe, and she said, Daddy, Daddy, I'm in love with the sun. But I can't get near to him. Every time I do, I get burnt and purified, and it's not very cozy. Inhale, draw your right leg up towards the sky. Roll your right inner thigh in and up. Press through your heel. Exhale, draw the right foot through. Send the tailbone down. Inhale, up. High lunge. Now, I want to take this left hand and draw it down behind the neck to the tip of the right scapula. We'll take the right hand over to the left hand, draw the elbow up and in, place the back of the head back into the elbow crook, take the right hand down and around to the sacrum, draw the right shoulder back and lift through the heart just a little bit. So rotate so you can see this way. You can actually press the sacrum down. You can self-adjust your sacrum. It'll feel good to elongate the lower back. Exhale, hands down to the mat. Walk right foot back to meet the left. Optional vinyasa or downward facing dog. Inhale, draw left leg up towards the sky. Roll left inner thigh in and up. Deep exhalation, left foot comes through. Dig down, right knee could be down onto the mat or lifted, expand upward, high lunge. Take this right hand, bring it to the back of the neck. It can come over to the left scapula or left shoulder blade. Take the left hand up and over to the right elbow. Pull it up and in. Lean the back of the head back in space. Lift to the lower belly. Take this left hand down around to the sacrum. Press down gently on the sacrum and then open the heart. Exhale, release hands down to the mat. Optional vinyasa, back to downward facing dog. So Sanjana, she gets blinded and completely purified and bleached out and burnt out. She gets burnt out when she stands when she tries to get near to the sun. You know, this is how we push ourselves too hard, even in our practice. Inhale. Walk the feet up underneath the hips. Expand through the heart. Exhale, release down. Bend the knees. Squeeze the inner thighs. Inhale, arms up. Draw the elbows forward. Palms together. Thumbs to the base of the skull. Back of the head back into the arm crooks just a little bit. Squeeze the inner thighs. Inhale, stand up straight. Exhale, arms down by the sides. Bend the knees, squeeze the inner thighs. Scoop down, inhale. Arms up. Draw elbows forward, palms together. Thumbs to the base of the skull. Inhale, stand up straight. Exhale, swan dive down and over the legs. Inhale, up halfway. Exhale, optionally through your vinyasa, or back to downward facing dog. Turn out through the left toes. Deep exhalation, right foot comes through warrior one. Send the tailbone down. Inhale, lift up. Virabhadrasana one, warrior one. Take the arms down. Clasp the hands behind the back, or you could use a strap here. Tips of the scapula down, heart open. Inhale, exhale, draw the chest down on top of the right knee. Lift your pinky fingers up towards the base of the skull. And drop the head down. Press into your back left heel. Send the tailbone down. Inhale, back up. Warrior one. Hands down to the mat. Optional vinyasa, or some friends to downward facing dog. Purifying with the Ujjayi breath. The Ujjayi, this long, deep breathing we take in our yoga practice with a little constriction at the back of the throat. It has a purifying quality, heating quality. It creates friction like the sun burning. So Sanjana, turn out through your right toes, deep exhalation, left foot comes through, ground down. Lift the lower belly, inhale up. Clasp your hands behind your back. Base of the palms together, tips of the scapula down. Squeeze the inner thighs. Inhale. Exhale, draw the chest down and over this left leg. Lift hands up towards the base of the skull. You could have a strap here between the hands. Draw the chin down. Send the tailbone down. Inhale, expand up. Warrior one. Hands to the mat, optional vinyasa, or back to downward facing dog. Inhale, walk your feet up underneath your hips, lift through your heart. Open the heart, exhale, release down. Bend the knees, squeeze the inner thighs, inhale up. Elbows forward, palms together, thumbs to the back of the neck. Engage through the buttocks, back of the head back in space, just a little. Inhale, stand up straight. Exhale, arms down by the side. Inhale, expand up. Deep breath, exhale, make your way back to downward facing dog. Some friends, that might be through a vinyasa. So, Vishwakarma, he decided that to help his daughter get close to her beloved, without getting blinded, he would shave off some of the sun's golden rays. He could do that because, you know, he's the architect of the universe, so he can do whatever he likes with this architecture that he's created. Turn out through left toes, deep exhalation, right foot comes through. Some friends may like blocks alongside the right foot. First, inhale up, warrior one. And press into the back heel. Slowly straighten through right knee. Squeeze the inner thighs. Pull the lower belly up. Inhale. Exhale, long down and over right leg. Hands could rest on blocks or palms together. Draw the head, the right femur back, press into left heel. So he shaved off some of the sun's rays, some of the sun's golden, sparkling rays. And those rays bend into the right knee. Inhale, back up. Warrior one. Open through the chest, stabilize the legs, exhale, warrior two. And as the golden rays of the sun here is a metaphor for pure consciousness, or the beyond, what we call the Purusha. Left hand on the back of the left leg, rotate right arm up, inhale up and over, open through the side of the waist. You can even take your head back down to the left side. Inhale, back warrior two. Exhale, hands to the mat, to your downward facing dog. You can move through a vinyasa. Again, some friends may like blocks at the top of the mat. Turn out through your right toes. Deep exhalation, left foot comes through, stabilize, and deep breath, inhale up. Warrior one. And these golden rays of the sun fell to earth. Peel the lower belly up, press into your left big toe, inhale. Exhale, lengthen down and over left leg. Hands could go onto the blocks. And bend into your front left knee. Inhale, back up, warrior one. Exhale, open the arms, warrior two, open the chest. Right hand down the back of the right leg. Inhale, left arm up, and then if you like to take your head all the way back over to the right side. Inhale back up, warrior two. Exhale, hands to the mat, downward facing dog. Exhale, knees down onto the mat, elbows down onto the mat, palms together, Shishula Anjali Asana. So the palms are together, the elbows are down, the crown of the head is off the mat. To modify, you could take the thumbs to the back of the neck here in this modified child's pose or Anahatasana. But if you'd like to press into the elbows, press into the pinky fingers, widen through the scapula, take your legs out, wide as the mat, bend the knees, puff. So feel like you're puffing up through your upper back, rocking forward, and then begin to walk your feet towards each other, up towards your elbows. The crown of my head, hopefully you can see, is completely off the mat. It's often hard to see with my hair. And then lift through the tailbone. Knees down onto the mat, hands underneath the shoulders, cat and cow. Inhale, crown of the head and tailbone up. Exhale, roll under. And continuing to open the spine, elongate the channel from base of spine to crown of head. Ground into hands, ground into feet, tuck the toes. Inhale, right knee to nose. Exhale, right leg up behind. Draw the right inner thigh. Lift the heel without lifting the knee. Draw the inner thigh in and lift the heel. Ground into the right hand. Left arm by the ear. Peel the lower belly up. Reach this left hand back around to the sacrum or to the foot. Claw with your right fingers. Try not to hyperextend through the right elbow, which often happens for me. If you want to modify, hand could be here or here, working on this balance. Exhale, release. Downward facing dog or child's pose. Knees down onto the mat, hands underneath the shoulders. Come back to your cat and cow. Breathe in. So, all the rays of the sun, not all the rays, but the rays that were shaved off, these little fragments of pure consciousness, pure light, we could say. We like light because this is the metaphor here. Will fall to earth. And Vishwakarma, inhale, draw left knee to nose, exhale, draw left leg up. Draw the inner thigh down and in, and then press up through the heel. Just a tiny bit. This will engage the back left buttock. Left hand underneath the shoulder. Draw the right arm by the ear. Peel the lower belly up. Right hand to lower back. Back around to left foot. Press foot into hand. And open through the heart. Now see, there's my left elbow really hyperextending. I'm going to micro bend into the left elbow. Of course, if this is too much, hand to the lower back or balancing. Exhale, hands down to the mat. Downward facing dog. Stretch out the lower back. Knees down onto the mat, hands underneath the shoulders. Come back to cat and cow. Inhaling, lifting, exhaling, rolling. Let's come down onto our bellies. So all of the rays that Vishwakarma, he peeled or he shaved off the sun. Clasp the hands behind the back, draw the tips of the scapula down, lift through the head, lift through the heart, Lift through the legs, Shalabhasana. Exhale, release down. Hands underneath the forehead. Pause here, Chakrasana. You can wiggle the hips. Soften the jaw. First Dhanurasana. Bend the knees. Squeeze the inner thighs. Press the pubic bone down. Reach hands back to the ankles, or hands can go to the lower back. You can create this beautiful Dhanur here. If you like to, hands to the ankles, lift through the heart, chest. The thumbs rotate down here. Pinky fingers rotate up. So we get this rotation of the shoulders. Keep the inner thighs working in so they don't come out. Exhale, release down. Hands onto the mat. Big toes together, heels apart. Wiggle through the hips. So when all of these shards of sunlight fell to earth, Vishwakarma gathered up all of the rays of sunlight. Now, Ardha Dhanur, Ardha Shalabhasana. Okay? So half bow, half locust. Left hand to left foot, or sacrum, right arm, right leg extend. Right thumb rolls up, left thumb down, inner thighs work in, pubic bone presses. Exhale, release. Hands to the mat, forehead onto the hands, wiggle through the hips. Other side. Bend the right knee, reach right hand around to right foot, or you can go to the lower back. Reach left arm forward, draw the inner thighs in. Exhale, release. Hands onto the mat, forehead onto the hands. We'll take the cross-lateral form. So again, you can take the hand to the lower back. And this one can be tricky for the mind. I bend the left knee, I reach the right hand to the lower back. I can actually press on the sacrum like we were doing before, or reach right hand back around to left knee, and then I extend the free arm and leg. Left hand up, right leg up. I have to be careful of this left knee that I'm not tweaking it in or out. Exhale, release down. Wiggle the hips, loosen the jaw. One more form, and left hand to right foot if you like, or to the sacrum, other arm and leg extend. So you'll feel this through different quadrants of the back. There are 4 main quadrants of the back. Hands down onto the mat, wiggle the hips. Hands underneath the shoulders, inhale deeply. Exhale. Knees underneath the hips, again here. Elbows down onto the mat, thumbs to the base of the skull. Inhale deeply, exhale, downward facing dog. So Vishwakarma gathered all of this sunlight, all these shards of sunlight that had fallen to earth. It's like Surya's haircut. Reach left hand back to right ankle. Don't let the toes begin to rotate out here. They'll want to. Draw the inner thighs in. Exhale, release left hand down to the mat. Draw right hand back to left ankle. Look underneath armpit. Inhale deeply. Exhale completely. Downward facing dog. So he gathered. Inhale, draw right leg up towards the sky. Deep exhalation. Right foot comes through. Left knee down onto the mat. You could take a high lunge here. Inhale up, lengthen, exhale into a twist. Left elbow across, microphone interference, right knee. Spin the wheels. Spin the prayer wheels of the chakras. The medicine wheels. Send the tailbone down. Inhale up, low lunge. And he gathered all of these shards of consciousness, all these shards of pure light. Exhale, hands to the mat. Optional vinyasa or back to downward facing dog. And he created them into a beautiful discus, a beautiful chakra, a beautiful spinning wheel. Inhale of light. Exhale, draw left foot through, right knee down onto the mat. Or knee lifted, inhale up, a great spinning disc. Lengthen through the right side, exhale, right elbow across left knee, left hand on top of right, low lunge or high lunge. Send the tailbone down, inhale up. Exhale, hands to the mat. Optional vinyasa or back to downward facing dog. So he created this beautiful whirring discus, this chakra made out of golden light. And it worked because Surya, the sun, inhale, draw your feet up underneath your hips. Exhale, release down over the legs. Deep breath, inhale all the way up to standing. Exhale, hands to the heart center. Surya, the sun, and Sanjana, the daughter of the architect of the universe, because Uttasana, low, inhale, exhale, right elbow across left knee. Spin the heart center, draw the left knee back in line with the right, deep breath. Ground into this right foot, inhale as you exhale, draw left leg back behind. Left hand down onto the mat. You're going to take this front foot, right or left. It's going to come to the knee here, Vishwakarma, side plank, or all the way back on top of the left foot. Squeeze the inner thighs. Draw the pubic bone forward. Draw the right arm up. Hands to the mat, optional vinyasa. We're back to downward facing dog. Draw your feet up underneath your hips, lift through your heart. Exhale, release down. We'll try that other side. Inhale all the way up to standing. Exhale, hands to the heart center. So bend the knees, lift through the lower belly, draw right elbow across left knee. Into a twist, draw right knee back in line with right. Right knee back in line with left. Ground through your left foot. Deep breath, inhale as you exhale. Right leg back behind into a twist. Right hand comes down to the mat or elbow, pinky toe edge of right foot. Left foot can come to the height of the knee all the way back on top of the right into side plank Vishwakarma. Press through the feet, squeeze the inner thighs. Hands to the mat, optional vinyasa, or back to downward facing dog. Inhale deeply, exhale. Knees down onto the mat, either seated on a block or tuck your toes to open out the fascia at the back of the feet. So you could sit on a block or not tuck the toes. This is too intense for the back of the feet. Hands back to this Padma Mudra. So thumbs together, index fingers together, base of palms together. All the fingers turned out. Circle through the hands. Spin the prayer wheels. Medicine wheels. Hands to the navel. Inhale. Padma Mudra up above the crown of the head. Exhale, Padma Mudra back down to the navel. 5 times. Squeeze the inner thighs. Inhale up. Exhale. Down. Keep the inner thighs engaged in. Inhale. Exhale. Light, purifying the central channel. Inhale, exhale. Release, hands down onto the mat, circle through the ankles. Stack your hips on top of the knees, right hand down, slide left arm through, palm up, reach right arm forward. And release, other side, left hand down, slide right arm through, palm up, reach left arm forward. And so this great chakra, this great wheel, chakra means wheel, means vortex, it means spinning energy. This great vortex that Vishwakarma made, it got offered or taken by the great preserver god Vishnu. Inhale from here. Exhale, downward facing dog. A little bit more for the shoulders. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, right foot comes through. Left knee down onto the mat again. Left hand out. Right arm up. Rotate through the palm. Bring the hand to the base of the skull. Down to the middle of the back. And then draw the elbow gently back and place the back of the head into the elbow crook. Inhale from here, exhale, hands down to the mat. Right foot meets the left. Optional vinyasa. Inhale, left leg up, exhale, left foot through. Right knee down onto the mat, right hand turns out, left arm comes up. Rotate, hand to the base of the skull. Draw the elbow back. Draw the back of the head back just a little bit. And then don't deplete here. Breathe into the lower back. Keep the inner thighs engaged. Exhale, hands down to the mat. Downward facing dog. Knees down onto the mat. Again with the block. Elbows onto block. Offer the chest down, thumbs to the base of the skull. Inhale from here, exhale, release child's pose. And so Surya and Sanjana were able to get together and fall in love. And Vishnu, the great preserver god, he took this discus, this chakra made of light, and on this spinning wheel that the great preserver of the universe holds, through the spine, take the legs out long. Draw the inner thighs in, press through the feet, inhale. Arms up, exhale, lengthen down and forward. Inhale, lift through the heart. Exhale, lengthen down. on this spinning chakra, the spinning discus that is in Vishnu's hand, swirling around his index finger, spins all of the chakras, all of the internal chakras, and all 7 of the planets. Recall that we learned that the chakras and the planets really are 2 manifestations of the same principles. Inhale, roll up through the spine. So we are going to move into Chakrasana, or Dhanurasana, or the Dhanurasana, a full wheel pose. For some friends that will not be appropriate, and so you'll take a series of bridge poses. Everyone's going to take the first 2 bridge poses, and then I'm going to walk you through the upward facing wheel pose, which is also known as Chakrasana or chakra pose, because as we take this upward facing wheel, all of the chakras front side get lit up. Now that is not to say you can't have the same experience without doing the pose. You can either visualize yourself in the pose, or you get great benefit from the bridge pose. So we don't want to grasp, okay? Won't get you anywhere. Feet down onto the mat, everyone, for this first one. Hands are going to actually grab the sides of the mat with my thumbs on top, my fingers under. And I'm going to use this counter tension to pull my scapula in, and then I'm going to inhale, drawing my pelvis up towards the sky. See this? I'm going to draw my inner thighs in, press into my shoulders. If I like to, I can clasp my hands, press pinky fingers down towards the mat. Release and roll down through the spine, 1 vertebra at a time. Hug your knees in towards your chest. Now for some friends, you can move back up into your bridge pose here. Draw the scapula in, or a block underneath your sacrum, and take a restorative bridge pose for a moment. And also stay with me and walk through this little tutorial I'm going to do. Now as the hands come up to here, they're going to place here onto the mat. The elbows are going to come in. That's what we've been doing throughout our practice, is drawing the elbows in. For some friends, the hands are going to be wider. That's fine. That's your physiology of your shoulders. We don't mind about that. But as we come up, we're going to pause on the crown of the head and drop the tips of our scapula down. See this drop? I hope you can see drop the tips of the scapula, integrate them down and in. And then from there, we can push into the hands and open through the heart. This is going to stop the weight from dumping just into our lower back, which won't feel comfortable. The other thing that I see happening with people is the legs start to splay out and the knees start to splay out in this way that is difficult for the knees and the alignment of the lower back. So the inner thighs have to draw in. Place feet down, you'll lift up into your bridge pose, or walk with me through the Chakrasana. Hands down, ground into the hands, draw the elbows in as much as possible, come to the crown of the head, pause, draw the tips of your scapula down, and then open the heart center up. Draw the inner thighs in, breathe down the front of the body. To exit, crown of the head down, slowly roll down through the spine, lift up onto the toes. The knees don't go too far over the heels. Place pelvis down, knees into the chest, squeeze inward. Take your right leg out, down, long onto the mat, left knee in. And take the left knee and circle it. Right hand across the left knee, rotate into a twist. And gently release. Take the left leg out long. Draw the right knee in towards the chest. Left hand cross to the right knee. Open right arm out from your shoulder. Exhale, release, knees into your chest, rock side to side. Roll over onto the right side, come up to seated. Right leg folds in, left knee draws up, hands can go underneath the hip, and then we're going to straighten through the left leg. If you like to, hands can come down to the lower leg. Use the biceps to draw the leg up. It's very heavy. Left hand to the back of the leg, right hand reaches around. Lengthen through the lower back and then lift the head up. Karunchasana, heron pose. You could be here or here. Inhale deeply, exhale. Take this left leg out long. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, lengthen down and fold. Janu Shirshasana. Roll up through the spine. Other side, fold your left heel in. Draw the right leg out, hands underneath the thigh. This could be your beautiful heron pose. Heron reaching its beak up into the sun, or you can begin to straighten out through the leg. Use your biceps. Lift the leg up and then right hand, back of hand, left hand, back of the hand. Lift up, head reaches towards the sun. Again, you could be here or here. Leg down, inhale. Up, exhale, down and forward. Expand, exhale, release down. And so, in this myth, we learn how the mechanism for facilitating the greatest love, the mechanism, the shaving off of the sun's rays creates this great spinning wheel of the universe that contains and holds and is all of the planets in the outer reality. Inhale, lift up, exhale, soles of feet together, knees apart. And all of the chakras in the inner reality, exhale down and forward. And so in Vedic astrology, Saturn is the root chakra, and Jupiter is the second chakra, and Mars is the third chakra, and Venus is the heart chakra, and Mercury is the throat chakra. The sun and the moon combine together to make the third eye, the Ajna chakra. And the crown of the head is above and beyond the Sahasrara chakra. And the connection to great consciousness. Inhale, roll up through the spine. Your choice of inversions. Headstand, shoulder stand, supported bridge pose with the legs up, or follow me, downward facing dog, which is a minor inversion. Prasarita Padottanasana. My choice of inversions today, hands to ankles or peace sign fingers down the big toes. Draw crown of head down and tailbone up. Thumbs to the front of the waist, fingers behind. Inhale all the way up to standing. Hands to the sides of the waist. Draw the feet back together if you're in the Prasarita. Stand forward, roll down through the spine. Exiting your inversion, child's pose or knees into the chest. Come up to seated for a moment in Sukhasana, easy pose, or Padmasana, Ardha Padmasana. Hands Padma Mudra. Base of palms together, pinkies together, thumbs together. Mind to the base of the spine. We'll chant Lam. Lam. Spin the hands. Padma Mudra. Vang in the sacrum. Vang. Spin the hands. Rang in the navel. Rang. Spin the hands. Hands Padma at the heart center. Yam at the heart. Yam. Spin the hands. Hum or hum at the throat. Hum. Spin the hands. Ah at the forehead. Ah. Spin the hands. Om at the crown of the head. Seven spinning sacred centers of the chakras, 7 spinning planets, 7 major sound currents in a scale. Let's come down onto our backs. Soles of feet together, knees apart. Resting to Supta Baddha Konasana. Take your legs, extend them out long onto the mat. Flex and point your feet. Rotate your palms up. Shavasana. Squeeze your toes. And then relax your toes and the soles of your feet. Relax your ankles and your calves. Relax your knees and your thighs. Squeeze your toes again. Inhale. And then soften the toes and the feet, ankles and calves, thighs, hips, buttocks. Belly, chest and shoulders. Squeeze your hands very, very tight. Exhale, release the hands, release the fingers and wrists. Release your elbows, your upper arms, your shoulders, Do that again. Squeeze the hands very tight and then release the hands, wrists, lower arms, upper arms and shoulders. Squeeze your face tight and then relax your face. Swallow, releasing the throat and the back of the throat. And let the whole body be at ease. Draw in a deeper breath. Begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes, and then rotate your wrists and your ankles. Begin to stretch your body in all directions. And rub together the palms of your hands and the soles of your feet. My goodness. Massage your face and your jaw down the back of your neck. Roll over onto your right side. Slowly make your way up to seated. And come to seated. Place the mind at the base of the spine. And place the mind to the sacrum. And place the mind to the navel. And place the mind to the heart. Place the mind to the throat. Place the mind to the center of the forehead. And place the mind to the crown of the head. Place your hands to your heart center in Anjali Mudra. Dedicate any merit you've received from this practice and offer it out to anyone in need. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. May all beings find happiness. May all our vital centers spin harmoniously like the notes of a scale. And may all the planets spin in their greatest dignity. And we'll chant Om Shanti Shanti Shanti, knowing that the subtle body itself, the planets and the cosmos themselves, have been constructed, shaved off rays of pure consciousness out of love to serve the love of Surya and Sanjana, of the masculine and feminine principles drawn together. We'll chant Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Exhale out, inhale in. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. So much love to you, my friends. 4 p.m. today, Emily McConnell will teach a slow flow class. You can sign up online. Let your friends know, please. Let your friends know about the studio, please. It's what's going to keep us alive. And say goodbye before you leave, my friends. I'd love to hear from you. Replays have been easy to replay. Yay, quality A+. Yay, I love that. Thank you very much, Kelly. That is helpful to me. All right, say goodbye, my friends. Nicole, you came. Yay. And then Christy was here. Yeah, Christy was here. Great. I'm glad you made it, Christy. I'm checking you in. Anna was not here today. Good. Much love to you, Tiny. Bye, Lisa. Have a lovely day. Bye, Scarlett. Bye, Corbin. 4 p.m. today, a new slow flow class. Good, I'm glad that is what your body needed today, Carla. Excellent. Feel much better. Woo, good, Mom. Love the story. Glad, Lisa. Namaste, Brian. You're welcome, Christy. Much love to you. I'll be in touch very soon about June. You can also see details. I've put it up on the website. If you're already enrolled with us, you don't need to necessarily re-enroll, but you can just let me know what you're planning to do for June. Miss you too, Mom. We'll see you soon, I think. All right, friends. Take care, everyone. Have a lovely day. Enjoy the sunshine and the flowers.